Good evening and welcome. You're watching the Newstrack. I'm Rahul Kamal. The extreme politics playing out over the terrible tragedy at Morbi. That's my top focus on the Newstrack tonight.
Blood politics over bridge collapse. Small fry jailed. Big fish on the run. Prime Minister reassures the grieving. Will Modi punish the negligent? Big focus on Newstrack.
Here's a look at the headlines I'm tracking tonight. Top bosses of Oreva Ajanta, the firm responsible for the Morbi bridge maintenance, go missing. India Today tracks down the company offices. They've not reopened since Deepavali. Conman Sukesh's explosive charge against the Aam Aadmi Party, writes letter to the Delhi LG alleging he paid over 60 crore rupees to the party and Delhi Minister Satyendra Jain as protection money. Delhi's air quality turns severe. It is expected to worsen over the next 6 days. Political blame game erupts over stubble burning. Violent clashes erupt on the last day of campaigning for the Munugode bypoll in Telangana. BJP claims TRS workers attacked its MLA. Elon Musk becomes the sole director of Twitter, fuels suspense over Trump's return to the platform. "135 people have died in the Morbi bridge collapse. The Prime Minister visited the accident site today and also met the victims of the tragedy. But while small fry people have been jailed, the big fish are still on the run. Will the Prime Minister's visit ensure that they are caught and brought to book? That's the critical question that's being asked.
A day after the Gujarat bridge tragedy that killed over 130 people, Prime Minister Narendra Modi arrived in grief-stricken Morbi. The Prime Minister visited the accident site, going to the exact spot where the cable snapped. He was briefing about the tragedy by the State Home Minister Harsh Sanghvi.
This is the place where exactly the Prime Minister was standing. He was observing the search operation and its process in the Morbi River, and this is where the Home Minister of State Harsh Sanghvi was briefing to the Prime Minister. The body language, and since the Prime Minister was listening more, speaking less, the body language, what one could anticipate that perhaps he was taking stock that how this incident would have unfolded, clearly be the negligence part.
From the accident site, Prime Minister went to the civil hospital where the injured are undergoing treatment. He interacted with the victims and expressed sympathy.
मैंने मेरी घटना सब बताई, वो सुनता था सभी हमारी घटना। क्या हुआ? मोदी को करा के पग में कैसा लगा है, कैसा है, तुम कैसे हो, अच्छा हो जाएगा।
He also held a high-level meet at Morbi's SP office, where SP, Deputy SP and IG briefed him about the ongoing investigation. Prime Minister Modi also met the Morbi heroes who carried out relentless relief and rescue operations. Before the Prime Minister's arrival in Morbi, the authorities covered the board of Oreva, the company behind Morbi Bridge's renovation and maintenance, now in the dock for flouting norms. Since the bridge collapse, the Prime Minister has expressed his anguish many times, at times turning emotional while paying homage to the victims.
शायद ही जीवन में बहुत कम ऐसी पीड़ा मैंने अनुभव की होगी। एक तरफ दर्द से भरा पीड़ित दिल है, और दूसरी तरफ कर्म और कर्तव्य का पथ है।
The victims of the tragedy are expecting a fair compensation and want those behind the disaster to be brought to justice. And they are hoping Prime Minister Modi will ensure they get it. Bureau Report, India Today.
Blood politics is peaking over the bridge collapse. A big war of words erupted before Prime Minister landed in Morbi. The Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party shared videos with the claim that the civic hospital was being given a makeover ahead of the Prime Minister's visit. While the opposition parties questioned the state government's priorities, a BJP MP blamed the crowd for the tragedy.
Painted, scrubbed, tiled. A day after Morbi's suspension bridge plunged into the river below, killing at least 135 people, the civil hospital in the district treating some of the injured survivors got a facelift overnight. The makeover coming ahead of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's scheduled visit to the facility.
Here you can see that how the cleaning work is undergoing. Let me tell you, there is also the painting work which has been happening in this particular hospital since yesterday night, and lot of work, the renovation work of this hospital is also being done, and there are several questions which have been asked by the opposition. Yesterday Aam Aadmi Party also protested over here that why, when Prime Minister Narendra Modi is visiting this hospital, all this work is being done.
On their part, hospital authorities called it a routine exercise.
सीएम साहब की दौरे के मद्देनजर कुछ अलग से तैयारियां की गई, कुछ अलग से कुछ
नहीं, it is a routine activity. It is taking place everywhere in all government setup.
In the middle of a harsh election campaign, the opposition, however, doesn't buy official claims hands down. Seeking to unseat the ruling BJP in Gujarat, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal's Aam Aadmi Party was among the first to tweet out the facelift videos. Its sneering lines alleged preparations for a photo shoot during the Prime Minister's visit. Aam Aadmi Party leaders escalated their political attack on the ground.
अभी तक 27 साल में जो ये सुविधाएं नहीं मिल पा रही है, और गरीब लोग जितने भी है वो इतने साल से दुखी थे. इधर पूरे डॉक्टर की भी व्यवस्था अच्छी तरह से नहीं थी, कोई एमडी डॉक्टर भी घट इधर दिख रही है, और इधर बहुत सारी अव्यवस्था थी, और रातों रात जो पीएम मोदी के लिए जो काम चालू कर दिया गया है, तो ये लोग हमारी फीलिंग्स के साथ जो खिलवाड़ कर रहे हैं ना, उससे हम लोगों को अभी तक दुख है.
The Congress was equally sarcastic, calling the hospital repairs event-bazi for the Prime Minister's tour.
जब पूरा गुजरात गम में डूबा हुआ है, तब भारतीय जनता पार्टी का शासन मोरबी की सिविल हॉस्पिटल को रंग रोगान कलर काम करके सजा दे रहा है, क्योंकि उनको ये लगता है कि इस तरह से इवेंट मैनेजमेंट करके मोदी जी खुश हो जाएंगे.
A Rajya Sabha member from Haryana, BJP leader Ramchandar Jangra, tried to mount a stout defense of the government, but ended up calling the victims careless in their festive stroll on the Morbi bridge.
अब इसमें कांग्रेस पता नहीं, इसमें भी राजनीति का रास्ता खोज रही है, ये उनके दिमाग का दिवालियापन है. और वहाँ पर 125-150 लोगों की कैपेसिटी थी, 300 टिकटें दी गई, लोगों को रोका नहीं गया, और लोग भी लापरवाह होकर वहाँ पर झूलने लगे. इसमें प्रधानमंत्री ने भी अपनी संवेदनाएं व्यक्त की हैं, गृह मंत्री जी ने भी की हैं, बाकायदा वहाँ सारी रैपिड फोर्स लगा दी गई हैं, और ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोगों को बचाया गया है.
India awaits a sharp regulatory response that serves as powerful deterrence against man-made disasters like Morbi, not cosmetics or political rhetoric. With Mustafa Sheikh and Saurabh Bhaktania in Morbi, Gujarat, Bureau Report, India Today.
When the Prime Minister didn't go to Morbi yesterday, the opposition was asking, why isn't the Prime Minister going to Morbi? He should drop everything else and head there. When he has gone to Morbi, the opposition is then questioning why the hospital is being given a facelift, what's the point of the Prime Minister coming there, how the efforts are being taken away from taking care of the patients to taking care of the Prime Minister. So it's a catch-22 situation and explosive politically, because polls in Gujarat are likely to be announced anytime over the next couple of days. Joining me on this broadcast, representing the ruling BJP, Syed Zafar Islam, representing the Congress, Arjun Morwadia, and from the Aam Aadmi Party, I have Reena Gupta. I want to go across to Arjun Morwadia first. Yesterday you were on this show, you wanted the Prime Minister to go to Morbi, you said that he was doing other functions, he should have gone. Now the Prime Minister has gone to Morbi, and yet the opposition now upset, saying that this is taking away attention and care from the patients who should be cared for. Everybody is busy with VIP duty. So it's a really catch-22 situation. You want the Prime Minister to go, but when he goes again you want to find a reason to criticize what he's doing?
Yesterday, the day before yesterday, the incident have been occurred, and Prime Minister was in Gujarat yesterday. If he has a emotion to express or to visit the venue, he might have gone yesterday. We are asking yesterday that why he is almost addressed 3 rallies over there, and every time he was in the different libas, different the garments and everything. Why he did not go yesterday? Because he has to attend political rally yesterday. Now today, only to make an event, he's here. And tomorrow, there is a the statewide mourning. After 3 days, the government of Gujarat is declaring tomorrow, not today. Tomorrow they are declaring the statewide mourning for this particular death in the Morbi. Even tomorrow morning is an event for them, because today they were busy in the political activities. Is it a way to express the condolence? We are making a fun of this particular, the incidents, the grave incidents, and we are making a political input out of it.
Syed Zafar Islam, the charge leveled by the
thing.
Congress is, you've turned this into an event, everything is about event management, which is why before the Prime Minister appears, the hospital is being decked up. There was no need for a coat of paint before the Prime Minister came. He could have just come as is. Everybody realizes it's an emergency situation. You don't really need to sit and paint the whole thing all through the night before the Prime Minister comes.
Rahul, I think we are picking issues which are not at all relevant. The relevant issues are whether the Prime Minister did go or not, whether the Home Minister and the Chief Minister were there for the rescue operation or not. I think those things were a priority. The priority, the Bharatiya Janata Party and the government had set the priority right, that the party workers should be there to support in the rescue operation. The Chief Minister and Home Minister they were there, continuously there overseeing the rescue operations. The Honorable Home Minister and Honorable Prime Minister were overseeing from reviewing situation on a regular basis and providing all kind of support from the center. I mean, this was the priority. What was the priority? Ask the victim's family. They will say that first priority was to undertake the rescue operation, then initiate the investigation. That's why they also announced constituted the committee, SIT, and the investigation is on. I think these are the priorities. Now Congress party is now politicizing it, whether the painting was done. These are the regular exercise which is being done, where in every hospital, in every government organization or offices. So why there is a hue and cry for...
No, but it's not regular. One second. Syed Zafar Islam, you can't get away by saying this is a regular exercise, because it's happening in the dead of the night, it's happening a day before the Prime Minister comes, it's happening in the middle of a tragedy. If this was a regular exercise, it wouldn't have happened yesterday, surely.
Prime Minister was coming,
is this the issue one really needs to worry about?
They are preparing like the
I'm really surprised
very
the political parties. No, I'm really surprised. Let me just complete. I'm really surprised, Rahul. What kind of priorities they have set for themselves, all these political parties. I think they need to really introspect whether they are working for the people or they are just working for the family. I think this is the time for them to introspect. Because Bharatiya Janata Party is prioritizing people, those who have been, and that's why our first focus was rescue operation. Provide all possible support to the victims.
Arjun Madvaria, the snub of what Syed Zafar Islam is saying is that everything that could have been done to take care of the patients was done. Nothing was left unattended. Everything that could have been done to help those who were injured was already being taken care of. So why blame the Prime Minister?
I am just asking your question, and also the Zafar Islam. The incident have been occurred at 6:40 day before yesterday, and I was the first, the political person to reach at the spot and oversees the rescue operation. 1 a.m. midnight till midnight, no government machinery reached over there. Till midnight, I am saying. Till midnight, almost 100 dead bodies have been recovered and sent for the postmortem.
Rahul.
And till morning, almost all the dead bodies have been recovered. The rest of the 10 dead bodies recovered in the daytime. So administration have not reached over there. And Chief Minister was not there in their daytime before, the yesterday. They were attending the political rally with the Prime Minister.
Okay, let me go across to Reena Gupta as well. Before I go back to Zafar Islam, on the issue of earlier the opposition demanded that the Prime Minister go to Morbi. Now when he has gone to Morbi, again you're finding fault with his presence over there. Surely when the Prime Minister comes, everyone has to pay extra attention to what's going on, and there is that much more care given to the patients because the Prime Minister himself is coming to ask each of the patients how they are doing. Why is the AAP so upset?
Rahul, it is a sad and tragic day in the democracy of this country where 150 people have been murdered. And I say this with a great responsibility. These people have been murdered because of corruption and because of this lackadaisical attitude of Bharatiya Janata Party. If anybody needs to introspect, it's Bharatiya Janata Party. Yesterday, when all these people were in the hospital, their health minister was seen making merry, having fun, celebrating his birthday. So the only persons who need to introspect are the Bharatiya Janata Party leaders. And now what they're trying to do is they're trying to whitewash this incident, do lipa poti. Why is it that nobody is holding accountable the higher officers of this Oreva group, the MD of the Oreva group who brought limelight, inaugurated this hospital?
But what makes you think he won't be acted against? They've already said everyone guilty will be acted against. He's missing, and from what we know, authorities are looking for him.
Rahul, there have been 22 SITs which have been formed in the last 5 years in Gujarat. Who has been held accountable? When the people who should be held accountable, the Urban Development Minister, who's also the Chief Minister of Gujarat, the people who are in the SIT report to the Chief Minister. So you have to be naive if you're expecting an impartial report out of this SIT. What we want is an inquiry by a retired Supreme Court Justice. We have seen in Gujarat time and again, SITs are formed. When there was that fire incident in Surat, SIT was formed. Who has been held accountable to date? Nobody. In the 100 people who died in the Hooch tragedy in Gujarat, another SIT was formed. Who was held accountable? Nobody. I asked on your channel that the Chief Minister of Gujarat should have resigned by now. It is the Urban Development Department that should have made sure that the bridge was not opened. If there was no fitness certificate, the whole town of Morbi, and Morbi is a very small town, everybody knew that the bridge is open. So many people gathered there. The Nagar Nigam did not know. The police did not know. How is that possible? The MD of this group did a huge opening ceremony with his granddaughter, where a lot of senior BJP leaders were present. So what Bharatiya Janata Party is doing, it is trying to protect these people.
Now, Zafar Islam, here is the problem. When Jaisukh Patel, the head of the Oreva group, does this inauguration, there are lots of people present at the inauguration, which happened just a few days ago. And yesterday, when we were talking to local authorities, they said, "हमें पता ही नहीं था कि ये bridge start हो गया." It's a very small town, so it's not as if there are hundreds of bridges and this is one of them. It's a public function where the bridge is declared open, and this is supposed to be a well-run state and efficient administration, and they don't know what's happening under their nose.
Zafar Islam should tell us how much chanda has this company
Rahul,
given to Bharatiya Janata
Reena,
Party.
let Zafar Islam speak, please. Zafar.
Can you just tell the APA spokesperson she should speak when her turn is there, not out of turn. Let me respond to you, Rahul. First of all, whether it's Mr. Patel, who is the owner of this group, or for that matter anyone, I'm telling you very candidly that no matter after the investigation, whoever is held responsible and found guilty will not go unpunished. That is something which is very, very clearly have been said by our Chief Minister and the Home Minister also. The investigation is on. The committee has been constituted. Let the investigation be over, and then, of course, the guilty, I am assuring, the assurance has come from the government that those people will be punished, irrespective whether the FIR currently their name is in FIR or not. If investigation find anyone guilty, anyone, irrespective whether irrespective of their standing in political setup or in the government or otherwise, no one will be escaped.
No, but she says, who was held responsible for the Hooch tragedy?
And this is what
the recent Hooch tragedy in which several dozen people died. Who in the administration has been held responsible for allowing Hooch to be sold in what's supposed to be a dry state? Zafar Islam.
See, Rahul, I mean, I do not want to digress to another issue right now. That's why I can also say that, let me remind Mr. Arjun of when Bhopal gas tragedy happened. That time, instead of rescue operation providing support to the victims and their families, what is being done by the Prime Minister, the then Prime Minister and the senior leadership of the Congress to ensure that
No, but that's what about it? No, what they did at the time of the Bhopal gas tragedy has nothing to do. You've been elected to power to run this country better than the Congress, which is why you've been given the votes by the voters of this country.
It's nothing to do with Hooch tragedy, no? Why? No, that is what you are talking about, some other issue now. We are discussing a particular issue.
Okay, so Reena, Zafar Islam says, as far as Morbi is concerned, those held accountable, those found guilty will be held accountable. There are no two ways about it.
Rahul, Mr. Zafar Islam thinks that the whole country is naive. The Chief Minister of Gujarat holds the portfolio of Urban Development Ministry. The Nagar Palikas, all of these issues come under the Urban Development Department. The people who are going to be in the SIT will be the people reporting to the Chief Minister of the state. How can you expect that they are going to be impartial? And Mr. Zafar Islam has not answered. In the last 5 years, 22 SITs have been formed. What is the result of those 22 SITs? Who has been held accountable? Let's not even go away too much into history.
Why are you
now you
asking
remember
me?
during the COVID crisis, Mr. Vijay Rupani gave a lot of contracts to his friends. Those faulty ventilators which were supplied by friends of Mr. Vijay Rupani, for which he had to be changed and the whole Mantri Mandal had to be changed. Who has been held culpable? Who has gone to jail? Nobody. So this is just whitewashing the whole incident. They are hoping that the media will move on to some other to some other incident, and the limelight will go away from this and everything will be quiet, and they don't need to hold anybody accountable. No heads will roll, Rahul. But the people of Gujarat have seen that in the 27 years, if you cannot even have a decent district hospital in Morbi, is this the Gujarat model that you are talking about? That just one day before the Prime Minister had to come, you have to whitewash, you have to bring new bed covers, you have to bring new water filters. Then, at the district level, if you cannot have basic health amenities, what is the Gujarat model they are talking about? In 27 years, you can bring Ram Rajya to a state. What have you done in 27 years? Only corruption and crony capitalism. And that is the reason why we see now that these strategies like Morbi are happening. And it is not just in Gujarat. You look at other BJP-ruled states, Rahul, the Bundelkhand Expressway washed away, the Himachal Highway washed away, The bridge in Madhya Pradesh again fallen down. These are all BJP ruled states. In Karnataka, the contractors have come on record. They have written a letter to the Honorable President of the country that the Bharatiya Janata Party is asking for 40% commission in infrastructure projects. If they start taking 40% commission in infrastructure projects, we are going to have many more tragedies like the Morbi tragedy. So I'm very sorry to say, unless people are held accountable,
2 managers, 2 repairing contractors and 3 persons working at the bridge as security personnel have been arrested in connection with the Morbi bridge collapse. But what about the top bosses of Oreva, who've now gone missing? The firm that was responsible for the maintenance of the bridge is under fire, and its top brass at this moment is missing.
26th October 2022. This is Jaisukh Bhai Patel, the chairman of Ajanta Oreva, inaugurating the Morbi bridge. 4 days later, it collapsed, killing at least 135 people. The company responsible for the maintenance of the bridge is now under the scanner. Ajanta Manufacturing, belonging to the Oreva Group, a Gujarat-based electrical appliances manufacturer, famed for its Ajanta wall clocks, was awarded the bridge renovation project after obtaining the government tender. The Morbi Municipal Corporation and Ajanta Oreva Company signed the contract in March 2022, and it is valid till 2037. Ahead of the Prime Minister's visit to the accident site, though, the hoarding proclaiming Oreva's name over the ill-fated bridge was mysteriously covered up.
There I see some soldiers from the Indian Army. These are of course the officials from the administration. They are covering up this company's name here. Do you see these clear images? It was now the name is being covered by this piece of cloth.
The police say technical and structural flaws, including maintenance issues, were responsible for the tragedy. Since the accident, the top bosses of Oreva have gone missing. India Today visited the offices of Ajanta Manufacturing in Ahmedabad. They've been closed since Diwali. Employees were supposed to return on Monday, but the doors here are still locked.
The main gates of these offices are locked since last 3 days, according to the nearby residents. Nobody is coming to the office after this incident. So when we contacted the local guards here and asked them why the doors are closed, he said that he is unaware of the fact that why the offices are not being opened.
The Ahmedabad residence of the company's owner is also locked.
His house is locked, and last time Jaisukh Patel came here during Diwali when the inauguration of the bridge had taken place. He has one residence in Ahmedabad also.
India Today even reached the farmhouse of the Oreva Group owners.
वो ताला क्या हमेशा लगा रहता था यहाँ पे?
या तो नहीं लगा था, अभी शायद 10 दिन हो गया होगा ऐसा शायद, लेकिन क्या है हम उधर रहते तो है नहीं, ध्यान तो होता नहीं है हमको।
अच्छा,
हम इधर ही काम, हमारा इधर काम चालू है ना, तो हम इधर ही काम करते हैं, क्यों इधर मालूम नहीं चलता है हमको।
So where is Jaisukh Bhai Patel? Among the 9 people who've been arrested are 2 ticket clerks, 2 managers, all employed by Oreva. The other 5 accused include 2 repairing contractors hired by the Oreva Group and 3 persons working at the bridge as security personnel. The question is, what about the real big fish? When will justice for 135 deaths be delivered? With Jay Kishan and Mustafa Sheikh in Morbi, Gujarat, Bureau Report, India Today.
You're on board the Newstrack. Jailed Delhi Minister Satyendra Jain finds himself in the dock yet again. And this time it's over an allegation that conman Sukesh Chandrasekhar bribed him and the Aam Aadmi Party. Sukesh, in a letter written to the Delhi LG, claims that he paid close to 60 crore rupees as protection money to the AAP. Arvind Kejriwal has called the allegations fabricated and an attempt to deflect attention from the Morbi tragedy.
He's pulled off one of the most sensational con jobs in Indian history, siphoning off hundreds of crores. And now the super con man has been conned, or so he claims. Sukesh Chandrasekhar, in a scathing 2-page letter, has claimed he was conned of 60 crore by Aam Aadmi Party and jailed Minister Satyendra Jain. In his handwritten letter to Delhi LG Saxena, Sukesh has said that he paid 10 crores to the jail minister, to Satyendra Jain, and also 50 crores to Aam Aadmi Party for a Rajya Sabha berth from South. Sukesh then has alleged that Satyendra Jain even met him in jail several times. Sukesh claims he is being harassed to withdraw the serious charges that he has levelled against Aam Aadmi Party and so wants the LG to crack the whip.
Both Sukesh Chandrasekhar and Satyendra Jain, they have been arrested by the Enforcement Directorate in different cases. But also one of the serious allegation about bribery to Delhi Minister, that fact is still being verified by the Enforcement Directorate because whether Sukesh Chandrasekhar has access to that amount of money, whether the money moved from someone to Satyendra Jain or not.
India Today spoke to Sukesh's lawyer, who confirmed that the conman believes his life is in danger now and is facing threats from Aam Aadmi Party.
It's a matter of corruption and extortion inside the jail. There is a racket inside the jail, and that is being run by the senior topmost officers of the jail in connivance with the, as per the letter, this has been done in connivance with the jail mantri at that time, Satyendra Jain. Specifically, it has been alleged in the complaint that around 10 crore rupees was extorted by the Satyendra Jain.
Soon enough, the BJP lashed out at Aam Aadmi Party with an extortion party jibe and questioning if Kejriwal will continue to shield and defend Satyendra Jain.
I would not hitch to say that there is this person called Sukesh Chandrasekhar who is a con man, who was running a syndicate, a crime syndicate from inside the jail, while we have the Aam Aadmi Party and its ministers who are running a crime syndicate outside of the jail. It would not be an exaggeration if I say that Aam Aadmi Party is a con man party today.
And here's how Kejriwal responded.
मोरबी से ध्यान भटकाने के लिए ये एक कंप्लीटली फिक्टिशियस, कंप्लीटली फर्जी स्टोरी एक प्लांट की गई है. मतलब इससे ज्यादा ब्लेटेंट और क्या हो सकता है कि मोरबी के मुद्दे को दबा के उसको डाइवर्ट करने के लिए, और सक्सेसफुली डाइवर्ट कर दिया उन्होंने. सारे चैनल इस टाइम इस सुकेश चंद्रशेखर की बात कर रहे हैं, जबकि 150 लोग जिनकी मौत हो चुकी है उसका सब भूल चुके हैं.
With Gujarat elections round the corner, Kejriwal has claimed all this is nothing but an attempt to divert from the Morbi tragedy. With Munish Pandey and Anisha Mathur, Bureau Report, India Today.
There's been a massive escalation in the war of words in Telangana. With Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Yatra entering the state, a war of words has now erupted. After Rahul Gandhi mocked Telangana CM's national ambitions, the state minister and KCR's son, KTR, has hit back, calling Rahul an international leader. KTR taunted him, saying the Congress MP is a wannabe PM.
The Rahul Sena has entered Castle KCR. Entering Hyderabad today, the Senapati of the Bharat Jodo Yatra has hit straight at the top.
This confusion is created by the TRS themselves. I'll repeat it clearly, there's absolutely no question of any relationship between the TRS and the Congress. The Chief Minister of Telangana believes that he is running a national party. That's perfectly okay, there's no problem, he can believe it. And he's welcome to think that no, I'm running an international party, one that is also fighting elections in the United States and fighting in China and other countries. Good, no problem, we are perfectly happy to accept it.
That one comment has had the same effect as breaking down the Chief Minister's door and invited this full frontal response from Telangana Chief Minister KCR's son, mocking Rahul Gandhi for his famous loss in Amethi in the 2019 election. The run-up to the 2019 election is in fact precisely when this vicious animosity between KCR and Rahul Gandhi first exploded. After Rahul's Congress had tied up disastrously with KCR's arch-enemy Chandrababu Naidu for the 2018 Telangana state polls, KCR had famously launched this offensive at the then Congress president.
मैं क्या राहुल गांधी क्या फैक्टर है जी मालूम है सबको दुनिया में the biggest buffoon in the country Everybody knows. Whole country has seen in the open assembly how he went to Mr. Narendra Modi and hugged him. The way he is winking.
While Rahul was defeated in Amethi, the 2019 tsunami had washed away KTR's own sister, Kavita, from her Nizamabad Lok Sabha constituency. But those are small details in this ugly flashpoint now exploding in Hyderabad, essentially between two dynasties. From being branded a buffoon to now being mocked for his Amethi loss. Rahul's Congress is desperate for revenge in Telangana. First in the upcoming Munugod Assembly by-poll this week, forced by sitting Congress MLA, dumping the party and jumping to the BJP. And next, in the Telangana Assembly election next year. The irony is writ large. Telangana was created by Congress-led government at the centre. Now Rahul leads a 375-kilometer march through 26 constituencies in the state, hoping for relevance and revival. Bureau Report, India Today.
As netas bicker over the deteriorating air quality in the capital, looks like the common man will have to take care of himself. The dirty air is impacting not just your lungs or making breathing difficult. There is enough evidence to show that air pollution is causing a lot more harm than what we know or talk about, from reaching an unborn in the mother's womb to causing dementia. Our health correspondent Sneha Mordani with this report.
It is not just your eyes that are watering, or the disgusting stench of smoke in the air. It is not just the breathing difficulties you face at this time of the year. Long-time exposure to air pollution kills you silently, and this has been documented. Delhi NCR's air quality continues to be in the very poor category, as the region's average air quality index stayed above 350. And it is not just Delhi. Most Indian cities have air which is not worth breathing. Here is why an air quality index of over 100 should alarm not just you, but also wake political decision makers from their slumber. It has gone way beyond worsening asthma and reducing lung capacity. Air pollution has reached the womb. Scientists find pollution is reaching babies in the womb and slashing boys' future sperm counts. You heard that right. We are harming unborn babies. Man-made pollution is making unborn children very ill even before they've taken their first breath. Doctors for the longest time have believed that air pollution has an impact on fetal health, and this research, amongst many more, just validates those fears.
Our next generation, even before it is born, is getting exposed to air pollution, and these particles pass through the placental membrane as early as the first trimester of pregnancy and lead to developmental issues with respect to the liver, brain, heart, and even later on leading to decreased sperm counts in these children.
Air pollution is leading to heart attacks. A sudden increase in heart attacks, heart ailments, young Indians dying because of cardiac arrest has been noticed across hospitals in India, and doctors believe that this has a direct link with air pollution. There is enough research and more that points towards the direction that air pollution indeed is blocking our arteries. This is how.
Increasing levels of pollution have harmful substances which then go into the lungs and from the lungs diffuse into the arteries. We have a higher risk of increase of 2% risk of admissions from heart attacks, admissions from heart failure, admissions from stroke.
There is a possible link of air pollution with dementia. The Journal of Neurology says researchers have found the risk of dementia increased by 3% for every 1 microgram per cubic meter increase of fine particulate matter. It's no secret that pollution is reducing life expectancy. Air pollution is currently shortening the life expectancy of people in Delhi by 10 years, according to a new report from the University of Chicago. It is no secret that increase in air pollution has taken an extraordinary toll on both the quality and longevity of life in India. In New Delhi, Sneha Murdani for India Today.